Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Boo is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all! Now, what do you need of Minsk? Minsk shall be your shadow, as Boo is his.
Hold it there! Bad time to come visiting, my friend. This is Zhentarim territory now. Just as soon as we've purged it of guild rats. Nothing personal.
Back to work. There's a mess needs cleaning.
So, it seems the Stone Lord was a fake. Coward didn't even turn up to fight.
Yes, Boo. A coward indeed.
Make sure to get your share of the Zentish loot. Nine Fingers favors a fair split.
See? All that bloodshed and not a Stone Lord to be seen. I reckon Tut made him up.
You won't catch me looting all that shiny Zent armor. I'd rather go into battle bare-assed. Don't know what King was thinking, inviting Zhentarim in the first place. Like trying to leash a bloody viper.
Uktar, I remain Guild Bursar, whoever sits in the big chair. Do we have business? I do not hand out loans, if that's what you're asking. My business is finance. Specifically, the acquisition of vault keys. The wealthy squirrel their riches away in the city's counting house, where it gathers dust, serving no one. I acquire keys and allow these funds to circulate, like lifeblood in a healthy body. Everyone benefits, particularly those who bring me such keys. So, are you wasting my time, or do you seek to benefit? Have you made an acquisition? Glitterbeard. He was given mastery of the counting house over me, you know. Well deserved, wouldn't you say? Then our business is done, for now.
You need to get up early indeed to get one over on Nine Fingers. If she were easily toppled, Uktar would have done it already.
Nine Fingers has lanced the Zentish boil on her ass? Good. She can get back to protecting those who pay her for it.
Didn't think the Zhentarim would turn on us so easily. Inatra seemed honest. Gods help me.
Managed to keep out the worst of the fighting. They'll just need to keep from sobering up. Managed to keep out the worst of the fighting. They'll just need to keep from sobering up.
Kind of you to take the Zentarim down first. That doesn't make us friends. Come on then, Stone Lord. If you mean to take my chair, you'll get no better chance than this.
Minsk has no interest in your furniture, Nine Fingers. Only in the wicked rump that fills it.
What?
You have been a stone in this city's boot for too long. And it will be no Stone Lord who reaches twixt Baldur and sticky toes to dislodge you. It will be Minsk!
I haven't got the slightest idea what he's trying to say.
Proof that he is back to normal, no?
A bizarre tale. But it fits this idiot, somehow. But if he's back to himself... Good. I'd rather you die as Minsk, the mad Rashimar. It's silly, but... Do you know? You were something of a hero of mine when I was young.
Even now, your tongue twists the truth. When you were young and ten-fingered still, Minsk and Boo were stone, instatuated on a city square.
Aye. I remember the spot. By a garden on the Wide. A soft thicket near the market, with ample pockets to pick. Celestia itself to a street rat looking for shelter. You might not have been wrestling monsters, but you kept the wind and the rain off. Heroic enough for me.
Bah! You tried to dampen Boo's eyes. Do not think you will be spared his teeth. Evil is evil, even if it was once innocent.
Oh, I'm no innocent.
But evil? Well, you tell me. With the Fist, the Watch, and the Council itself all licking the Absolute's boots, who's the only one left standing to protect Baldur's Gate?
She's right, Minsk. She's been an ally down through the years. A friend, even.
A friend? Jahira, Boo cannot believe his ears. Has the city fallen so far in our absence? Are there no heroes left?
Heroes come and go. But the Guild has always been here, protecting the city. Until the Stone Lord came to break us.
I am shamed. Nadeshka. Unworthy to fight alongside my friends. Boo, what am I to do?
I can't speak for your rodent, but I know something of debts. If you reckon you've got one to repay, well, we could always work together.
With you? Pfft. Minsk has no lust for gold. That he would shake grandmothers by their ankles, or set Boo nibbling at their purse strings.
I'm not talking about that. We've both got bigger enemies than one another. The city's enemies. And, Tyr's honest truth, you gave my guild the wake-up call it needed. We've grown complacent, lazy, too sure of our standing.
We never would have needed the Zent if we'd had a fighting force of our own. Swords for the city when the Watch and the Fist fail us.
Like a berserker lodge of my homeland. No army or militia serving the local lords, but heroes working for the common good.
Heroes. Sure.
Very well. Minsk and Boo accept.
I'm sorry, you what?
Boo and I will be your berserker lodge, taking the ugly ways of your guild and beating them into a more virtuous shape.
That's not even slightly what I was saying. I wasn't asking.
You are right. I have proven myself unworthy. I cannot serve this city if I was so easily turned against it. If I do not know my own mind, perhaps I no longer know what is good.
Boo.
Boo! Kingpin Boo! My friend, your wisdom is vast and unknowable as the Rashimi High Country. What say you, Boo? When the Absolute is slain, shall we join Nine Fingers Keen and show her the ways of goodness?
You did say he was your hero, Estelle. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, can't we just go back to killing one another instead?
All right, fine. Let's leave this particular fight for when the actual war is won, shall we? With the Stone Lord off my back, I'll be able to bring my people out of hiding. Cobble together a force, so we're ready when you call on us. You have my thanks. Though, I'm still not actually sure you haven't made my life that little bit harder. You have a cult to kill. What do you need from me to do it? You can't just swallow every bit of storybook tripe that you hear.
Do I strike you as a little lost girl looking for a hero?
Nine Fingers Keen feared Guildmaster as a woman of many masks. And yet with Minsk, you suspect you saw a little truth slip through.
Now lose the stupid look on your face and tell me what you need. Enemies and assets are all the guild know. Don't think I won't use him. If the Rashomar wants to work off a blood debt, I won't turn him down. Scares my kingpins shitless. My guild was too fractured to stand up to the Absolute. Too corrupt to see the threat within. I reckon a little bit of hamster talk might be good for them.
And you're sure you'll handle Minsk so easily as that?
What? I was trying to spy a nice warm spot for Boo's bedding.
I think I'll manage. We need to survive the fight to come first. So let's save our talk for a bright new day. Hmm? Kill the Absolute, and keep the big bull berserker out of trouble. We'll find out if either of those things is possible.
My friend, now we have settled the matter of the guild. I fear there is something I must tell you. You and Boo both. It may shock you both to know, but Minsk and this Stone Lord, they are one man. The same one man. And that same one man is Minsk. Minsk does not blame Minsk. Minsk blames the Stone Lord. But if the Stone Lord is Minsk, then, well, Minsk grows dizzy. I wish to believe the Stone Lord's evil was the worm alone, attainting my thoughts with foul dung. But I see now. The dung was within Minsk all along. So I wonder, if Minsk can be a villain, and Nine Fingers a hero, must it be so with all creatures? Is there good and evil within us all? Boo calls this nonsense. Less thinking of bad thoughts, says he, and more breaking of bad bones. But still, I would hear what you have to say on the matter, my friend. Even though it led to evil ends? And even the true Jahira is not always right. She sometimes pets Boo a little too roughly. Or denies him the breakfast broth so that I must dip him in the pot when she looks the other way.
I do not pet him too Wait. You do what?
I begin to wonder if good and evil is not a thing of knowing. If it is sometimes a thing that Minsk must decide for himself. Alone. Which is why I'm asking you. I see. In the case of Nine Fingers, perhaps it was all bunched up in that finger she lost. It shall be for Minsk and Boo to be her virtuous pinky. It is strange. A worm sits within my skull, twisting my thoughts. But it is you that have made Minsk see the world anew. You, my friend, are the true parasite. There is good and evil in all. Let us go crack villainous skulls, so that the virtue might leak free. Yes, Boo. I am becoming something of a philosophizer. Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends? Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them. Unless I die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through? Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough? Boo has a way with words that we lack. All that space in the cheeks, I am thinking. There is nothing jestful in the bond between a ranger and his companion. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsk as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle. Do not be ridiculous. If any of us is chosen by the gods, it is obviously Boo. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers. Jahira, Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult. And if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and...
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsk and Boo greet cheek with hand. It is well that Boo's innocent ears still ring from all this shouting.
This mess falls on our heads, Minsk. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened. You mean the doppelgangers? It is no comfort to me that my face made this fool all the easier to lead. The point remains. You meant well, Minsk. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsk falls short of the understanding, Jahira. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Waclaren?
The Wicklaren, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Wicklaren? Minsk, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsk, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsk does as Minsk does, and charges in to make a mess, Jahira does as Jahira does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Oh, I fight alongside fools.
You hear that, Boo? We fight alongside a Waclaren again.
I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo?
I've learned not to unpick the legends so many have woven around our name. Seeing the hope die in a romantic's eyes, it is only funny the first few dozen times. Some call the Harpers heroes. Others, petty meddlers who cannot help but stick their nose into every conflict they stumble across. The truth is in there somewhere. We try to work towards a common balance. If every other faction finds us equally annoying, that is probably a sign that we are succeeding. Ha! No. No, thank you. Let the wiser members of my order wrinkle their brows over that particular phrase. In all my years fighting for the Harpers, I am still never certain what the greater good means. I've learned to be content with, well, that was not so bad as it might have been. You might say that. I left their service and swore never to return. Multiple times, if I recall. It is easy to get tired of the intrigue. The high causes shrouded in secrecy. I thought I might find another way to be of use to the world. And for a time I did. But my comrades would use a rather irritating phrase. A harper never leaves the chorus. She simply goes to spread the song. Meaning that whatever cause I turned my hand to, there I would find them. Harpers, stuffed with their own virtue, but always there. Always trying to help. So I returned to the fold. Returned to the city. Eventually they hung a title around my neck. High Harper. And I still do not know how to play one. If I wanted to spare Geraldus the same headaches, well, you now know why I needed him to be sure this is the life he wants. But you're staring. Which means the tadpole has finally eaten your brain. Or have I been talking too much? Either way, time to move, no?
You come to speak of the last time Minsk stood watch? The snoring, it was Boo. It is a phrase in the old tongue of Rashomon, meaning blunt blade. Even in the very belly of their battle rage, a berserker must always know friend from foe. The berserker who cannot must into battle with a blunted sword, so that their rage might harm none but themselves. Boo and I, we thank you for your kind words, my friend. But Minsk knows when he has made a mess that is for him and him alone to clean. But still, I will strive to be worthy of this faith you show in me. After all, even a blunt blade can break some bones, is it not so?
You've had your say, now clear off. Go back to the city. Why are you here, anyway?
Stand on your liver!
It is stand and deliver, little fig. Though, I think I like yours better. You bellow like a true berserker.
The commander said I only had to keep out bad ones, so you can pass. That's secret. And anyway, she's away, so Ryon's in charge. So be nice to Ryon, or I'll kick you out. Oi! Stop a moment. Commander, you're in trouble!
Bringing in a stench of belching smoke and metal screeches.
Oh, Maller's Mark, here we go.
Are we quite sure she hasn't actually died this time, brother? She looks dead.
Smells it too. Ooh.
It has been a hard road. But I can clip you both around the ear to prove I am no ghost. If it would help.
Forgive us, Mother. We're just surprised you still know how to find your way home.
Some battles, even Boo is not brave enough to fight.
Ryon.
A sending spell can carry 25 words. Do you know how many Jaheira's only message contained? In all this time she's been away? 7. The message went, I'm sorry, you know what to do.
So why haven't you done it? You were supposed to get the young ones out of the city.
And you were supposed to be dead. That's what your oh-so-stoic message meant, yes? Yet here you are. So, what happened out there?
I got my skin saved by this one. We've come to take the fight to the cult. Which is exactly why you all cannot be here.
Why? You plan on winning, don't you? You're the one who saved her, so tell me. Are we all doomed? Oh, the one stern parent is quite enough, thank you very much.
You are a very irritating girl.
This isn't your house, remember? You'll keep a civil tongue under our roof if we let you stay at all.
Have mercy, sister. She's old, after all.
So old!
Seems I'm outvoted. See, Mother? That is how you go about talking things through with your family. Now, if there's more to discuss, then bloody well come in. And wipe your boots. No arguing. Just tell me you're well.
I am well.
And Minsk?
Boo is also very well. And happy to see you, Ryan.
And I him. Enough that I'll let him keep his lumbering, sweaty steed inside. So, this cult. What's our plan?
I'm not fool enough to think I can change your mind. But if you're staying, I don't want you taking up arms. There are other ways to fight.
Really? Like what?
You shame me. In all our hunting, I had put them from my mind.
Right. Leave them to us then. If we can't get them past the checkpoints, we'll at least make sure they're watched over if it comes to fighting in the streets. If I have to stay home and babysit, then it's your job to make sure there's still a home to look after. Take what you need, and we'll do the grand reunion when you come back for good. So, lovely as it is to have you back, Mother, go away. You have work to do.
Aye, aye, Commander. Wait, one more thing. There are doppelgangers on our trail. One even went so far as to steal my face.
Huh. All right then. If you turn up looking for hugs and kisses, I'll be sure to shoot first.
That's my girl.
Poking around the top shelves again. Have you, Jessen?
Of course not. Her diaries are off limits.
Written in code, too, I'm afraid.
I know. It's
What's
not
that?
a very good code.
I take no responsibility for your plants. You know I'm more of a mushroom man.
You've let my study turn into a thicket. Is this what I am hearing?
I tended to it. I just let it thrive in its own independence. You know, same way you raised us.
I raised you to be a sweet and kind boy. What happened?
I watched what you did instead of listening to what you said. This house has taken in a lot of children over the years. Mother dear was sometimes more commander than, well, mother dear.
Wards, family, lifelong irritants. Use whichever term you wish.
We were down the market when I was about 9 years old. Some merchant started in with the usual. Yes, but where's your family? Whose son are you, really? When Mother was done with him, well, let's say he won't have any sons of his own to worry about.
Nature's law in action.
A fine day to you, sir. Are you known to this court? Sir Fluffington, an honor to host you in my manor.
Jessim discovered an old family tree in my study. We haven't had a moment's peace since.
Tetherian nobility. You might be royalty, Jaheira. You don't want to be queen, of course, and Ryon curses too much, so it would have to be me.
Careful, girl. They have a habit of taking against tyrants there.
Huh. I'm not a tyrant. If anyone calls me one, I'll have Fig chop their head off. Serve Jaheira well now, sir, and I'll consider granting you a title in my kingdom.
hope you were hibernating, little cub. I can't think of another reason you wouldn't come down to say hello.
Jaheira! I didn't want to see if you were really dead. They said...
Who said?
Jord and Ryan. They didn't think I could hear.
You little sneak thief? Well, they were wrong. Look! Not dead. I just... had a few adventures. Like,
Moonrise. Like the place from your stories, Jaheira.
the very same. We can give that one a happy ending after all. Now, cub. Solitude is a wonderful thing, but not too much. Come downstairs and fight with your sisters.
Wait. Here. I was... keeping this safe.
My Harper pin. Oh, was a certain little sneak thief playing down in my sanctuary?
No.
This Harper pin opens more doors than most. Come down to my study and see if you can figure it out.
Jaheira's back. Now Jess can't boss me around anymore.
I'll tend the sanctuary till the real druid is ready to return. Make sure that happens, eh? I'm still just an apprentice.
That might be worth a look.
Aha! I wondered if it would take you long to spot. Pay no mind to those. You're probably safe so long as I am here. But if you do not trust me, take the weight from the pressure plate there.
A glowing orb, but its purpose is unclear.
Have no fear. The traps aren't meant for you. But, better to stick close, eh?
A glowing orb, but its purpose is unclear.
The only patch of wilderness this city permits me. There ought to be supplies here to aid us.
You know this place, Boo. Minsk has never been invited.
I bring word of gnomes. Gnomes in the sea.
His
There's been killings in a holy place. Stinks of incense and blood.
Down by the Blushing Mermaid, there's a stink of something fey. Smell of arse, too. But boss doesn't care about that.
The Archdruid's eyes and ears have fallen away in her absence. I'm training new ones. If you are not meant to be here, the Archdruid's traps will see to you. If you have business, be about it. If you do not, poke around and see what happens.
Looks like a trap there.
Keen eye. But if it's supplies you seek, weapons to aid in our fight, you won't find them behind that door. There is nothing back there of worth to anyone but me. On my word, all you will find inside is dust. And the moldering keepsakes of a much younger woman.
Jaheira, our friend has put their trust in us. Boo thinks it is only right to return the gesture, no?
You so rarely make a habit of being right, Ranger, that it puts me ill at ease when you are. Pass then. Go on. See what it is a foolish old Harper thinks worth hiding away.
Aha! Jaheira's old weapons! They look strong as ever. Minsk should know. They gave him many bruises over the years.
Rite of the Timeless Body. What's that about? I'd best ask Jaheira.
The cub speaks. The threat of spanking never kept the children from poking through my things. Why should it deter you? It is a ritual, or it describes one at least, practiced by druids of certain esoteric circles. If they be learned and powerful enough, the practitioner of this ritual might slow their aging, extend their life well beyond its natural reach. In greener days, I might have been strong enough to do it. I might be yet, with the right preparations.
do not look at me like that. I have been content to see the span of my natural years. A privilege far too few in this world can claim. I do not speak of clinging to life for its own sake, I just look back on that life's work and I wonder, is it done? The dead tree plague the world still. The city still falls prey to small minds like Gortash or lost souls like Orin. It is every Harper's hope to be a light that drives out darkness. But I've lived long enough to see so many of those lights burn out, while the shadows cling stubbornly on. Knowing that, isn't it our duty to burn on if we can? To fight for as long as we are able?
Minsk does not understand the question. You will live forever, Jaheira.
Of course I will, Berserker. And you will sprout soft and golden locks from that shining skull. Of course. It is our way. Just as it is Death's way to meet us along the path, gently oblivious to whatever it is we want. I spent most of my life fighting those who tried to escape their end. Gatherick, Irenicus, Sarevok. That is not company I would like to keep. In truth, I had put this ritual from my mind. Until last light. Trapped in that darkness. I turned to my research again. What if I was a little stronger? As fast as I once had been. Then you came. And made the question moot. But I kept this. Just in case, I told myself. A final resort. Perhaps you were not the savior you seemed. I had learned better than to think of life as some simple tale after all. There is no guarantee of happy endings, or true heroes. I believe that still. But when I look on all that we have achieved since, I wonder perhaps it is not heroes we need. Only people who are willing to try. I do not know what manner of story that makes. But I do know that without an ending, it would be no story at all. So I will accept mine. When and however it comes. As for this city story, well, that is entirely your problem now, Cub. I have no plans to lie down and die. Well, perhaps a little lying down when all of this is done. But I do not plan on going anywhere just yet. And besides, you still have a tadpole in your skull. You are almost certainly going to die first. I have given you much reason to think that Harper's hoard secrets like precious stones, but I promise you, this was not some intrigue. Just, plain and simple foolishness. As if by keeping clear of my family, I might keep them clear of the cult in turn. And if this fight were to go against us, well, they had already done their mourning. Why visit it on them twice? Well, if fool I be, then at least I'm in good company. I was wrong to think I could keep my children from this fight. They're Baldurian born and bred. The only damned reason I root myself in this place. This city is a cesspit. An open sewer of the soul that taints us with its filth and churns us out when all that is good has been stripped away. It also happens to be their home. And so it is mine. Ugh. That might be the first time I have said that out loud. Now come. We had best get to saving it. Lest Ryan turn her ire on us both.
Thank you for looking out for her. Now bring her back alive. She's too old for any heroic death nonsense.
Commander!
Spare me your salutes, little traitor. You walked me right into that ambush.
Sorry, Commander. You are my commander, but George promised me pies.
Huh. I can't fault your priorities. You'll look after them for me?
Can I have a real sword?
No.
Fine.
So Jaheira is willing to embrace mortality, the ultimate form of retirement, and that's thanks to impressing her through your actions. Quite the compliment.
Jaheira littering the streets in broad daylight. I swear, sometimes it is as if she does not care for this city at all.
Jaheira's wisdom is plain to see. One of the greatest ways in which you can serve nature is to surrender your body back to it when the time comes. It may be some centuries before my flesh is ready to yield, but I hope I shall be bold enough to follow in her path when the day comes.
Who among us hasn't wondered what it would be like to live forever? But I think you've got the right idea. Better I live fully and meaningfully than to pine for an always and forever I could never achieve.
Just when I think I can't respect Jaheira anymore, she hits me with a grenade right to the heart. I couldn't agree with her more. There's more to life than time. It isn't about how long you're here. It's about what you do with whatever time you've got. And Jaheira? Well, I don't think anyone spent their hours better than her. I don't know what I was expecting. Something beyond real. My life would have been so different if I ended up working for her instead of Gortash. Looking after these kids. Making a difference. Maybe in the next life.
A hero of legend. Passing the figurative torch onto us. We'd best not disappoint her. The thought of a scolding from Jaheira's ghost is not one I particularly relish.
Jaheira has steel in her, I'll say that. It's not easy to walk away from immortality. Most people will have held on to that scroll for as long as they could bear to. And probably a century or two longer than that.